welcome to class. I'm Gracie. We're going to do a class about preparing your body for floor work, really focusing in on the shoulders. In floor work, some of the joints take on extra impact, and so if you're feeling some instability in the shoulder, or if you're newer to floor work and are looking to build up your practice and your body to avoid injury, this series is for you. I'll give you some exercises to mobilize, strengthen, and then stretch the shoulder joint, ideally to avoid injury and relieve pain in the long run. All right, so let's start. I'm just going to start standing, and we'll just begin mobilizing the shoulders by taking some shoulder rolls. Take your time here. I'm really trying to find the full range of motion in that joint. Now let's add the elbows, but still really imagining that you're scooping the edges as far around as you can. And then we'll take the full arm. So hopefully in each of these you can feel how you're starting to mobilize the shoulder a little bit differently as you add the different body part. We'll now do that whole thing in reverse, so shoulders will go back and over. And then let's take the elbows. See if you can really isolate this as much as possible to the shoulders, as opposed to really starting to let the rib cage open. So stabilizing through your core and ribs. And then let's take the whole arm. Great. We'll take some I's, Y's, and T's, as they're known in physical therapy, but I'm just going to add one more I. So we'll start this standing in just a very gentle squat, and I'm going to send my thumbs up towards the ceiling. Then I'll send the palms down towards the floor. Then they'll stay down towards the floor, and then I'll send the palms up towards the ceiling. And we're going I, Y, T, and then another I to get the back of the shoulder. We'll try this a few times standing, moving through your I's, Y's, palms down, T's, palms down, and then one more I, palms up. Let's take 4 more. This won't feel overly strenuous on the shoulder in terms of strengthening, but you could add weights to this. And then we are going to do the same pattern lying on the floor. Let's take one more standing. And if this is already feeling at all exhausting for your shoulders, just stay standing. I'm going to head down to the floor and try this on my belly. So same pattern, thumbs up for the I's, palms flat for the Y's, and for the T's, and then we'll flip for the I's. And we'll try this 2 more times. Again, you could add weights to this, but ideally we're just trying to explore some strengthening and stability to begin right now. One more. You could also check in with your core, elongating your low back. Excellent. Great. We'll move into a side plank, and we're going to work on the rotation of our supporting shoulder. So if this is already a lot, go ahead and drop your bottom leg. What we're trying to do is find stability even when we're rotating in that shoulder. So if you've never done this one before, go ahead and drop your knee and just try that feeling of rotating and then restacking. And we'll just take 4 thread the needles. So my top arm is just going to thread and then press. That's one. Wherever you're at, just exploring the range for you today, knowing that you can always add more of these as you build strength and get more comfortable. Last one. Great, other side. Knowing that this is a slow progression, you don't need to kill your shoulders today. It's a long life. It's a whole life to keep strengthening these different parts of the body, stabilizing them. Great. When you've done 4, go ahead and rest. We'll now move through some scapular retractions. So we'll start just in tabletop, and a similar feeling that what I'm trying to do is bring some movement to my shoulder joint like we just did, but also making sure that I feel really stable throughout. So I'm first allowing my scapula to almost come together. I want them to like kiss behind me, and then they're gonna widen and move away from one another. I'm trying not to hyperextend my elbows or have this movement be at all in my spine. So my core and my ribs are really stable, just like when we were warming up our shoulders. My hands are rooted into the floor, and then my elbow creases are pointing in towards each other so that I have a lot of stability in the arms. Then allow the chest to come towards the floor. Make sure your ribs are still closed and you haven't sunk in the low belly. And then widen the shoulders away from each other. It might take a while to get this range of motion. So if this is new for you, go ahead and just keep trying it here in tabletop. If you would like to add a bit more challenge, you can hover your knees. You could also send the legs back to plank. And then you could also take this in forearms, which I find particularly challenging for me. Great. Wherever you are, go ahead and let that go. Let's just kind of shake out the arms and shoulders. Let's stretch. We'll stretch these out. All right, so we'll just stay seated. And I'm just going to start by clasping the hands behind me. I'm aiming to keep my palms together instead of letting the fingers break. Though if you are not used to this stretch, that might feel crazy. This is a really lovely pec opener. Another great pec opener is just walking into a doorway and then leaning through. That's one of my all-time faves that I do at home every day. It feels so great to me to stretch my pecs. We do so much movement that is this way in life and in floor work. So a pec opener is crucial. It's critical for balance, everyone. Let's now cross one arm under. And then if it's available to you, you could send the elbows a little bit up, but still keep your shoulders down. So I'm not taking the shoulders with me. I'm really just trying to send the elbows up. You likely already feel a stretch in your scapula, but if you would like more, you could take the chin to the chest and then even start to round your upper back, and that'll really get into your scapula. Deepen your breath. And let that go. Switching sides, crossing the other arm under. And first sending your shoulders down, and then the elbows up if it's available to you. If you want more, tuck the chin to the chest and just start to round down a little bit. And let that go. Okay, hopefully this gave you some tools and exercises that you can use to make your shoulders healthy for a lifetime. Thanks so much. Have a great day.